Hello everybody, my name is Anne-Sophie de Mol and I am going to give you a presentation about the Kinepolis Group. As you can see in my content, I am going to start with some figures from the Kinepolis Group. Next, I'm going to show you some ratios. Those ratios are the current ratio, asset test ratio, number of days of receivable and payable, and the earnings and dividend per share. I'm going to conclude with a conclusion. I want to show you some figures of the Kinepolis Group to start with. In 2050, the Kinepolis Group had 22.1 million visitors in 46 different buildings spread over 7 different countries. For all those visitors, the Kinepolis owns 170,830 seats, which are spread about 490 halls. Of course, are there a lot of employees in such a big company? To be precisely, there are 2,300 employees. The current ratio shows us if the Kinepolis Group can pay the short term with the company's current assets. In theory, there should be a minimum of 1.1. We see that Kinepolis Group never reached this minimum, but this isn't an issue for a healthy company like Kinepolis, because we see an upward trend through the years, so I'm pretty sure that Kinepolis will reach this minimum soon. The asset test ratio looks very similar to the current ratio, but the asset test ratio is stricter than the current ratio. We use the same formula as the current ratio, but we eliminate the least liquid elements. As I showed you on the graph, the perfect asset test ratio is between 0.8 and 1 with a minimum of 0.5. They had a less good year in 2040, but we also see that Kinepolis reached the perfect asset ratio in 2015. As we look at the number of days of receivable, the rule is the lower the better. The number of days of receivable are too high, so Kinepolis must ensure that its customers pay way faster. Opposite is the number of days of payable, where the rule the higher the better is. Because the number of days of payable shows us how long Kinepolis waits until they pay their suppliers. The number of days of payable are alright if they provide a lower number of days of receivable. What catches the eye are the positive figures across the whole line. The earnings per share and dividend per share has been better in 2012 and 2013, but it remains positive until 2015, and that's the most important thing to look at as a shareholder. Finally, I come to my conclusion. The most important things to remember are: the current ratio is in an upward trend, which is really positive. The asset test ratio is perfect in 2015. The earnings per share are positive in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and in 2015. There is every year a dividend per share, which is very attractive for shareholders. And last but not least, a negative point: the number of days of receivable should definitely reduce. Thank you for listening to my slidecast about Kinepolis Group.